When consequences don't work anymore. Have you ever found yourself thinking, nothing works with my child, no matter how creative or consistent you try to be? Maybe you've read the books, tried timeouts, rewards, lost privileges, or consequences, and still nothing seems to stick. The frustration builds, your patience wears thin, and you look around at other families who seem to have it all together, wondering, what am I missing? If you're battling the feeling that your authority is slipping, let's pause for a moment. Because what if the real key isn't about having stronger consequences, but about making an incredible shift from using control and fear to building connection and clarity? By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a new, science-backed roadmap for regaining your influence, one that doesn't require louder voices, harsher punishments, or endless lectures. Instead, we'll talk about what actually happens inside your child's mind and body during meltdowns and misbehavior, why consequences alone often backfire, and how you can rebuild your child's respect and trust, step by step. I'll share practical strategies to help you check your own stress responses, set expectations that match your child's development, break goals into manageable wins, and create real, lasting change through gentle consistency. If this is already resonating with you, if you've ever felt lost or exhausted, trying to find what works, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to CalmRootsParenting, and share in the comments how old your child is and what feels hardest for you right now. I want you to know, you are not alone in this struggle, and you're not failing as a parent. You just haven't been given the right tools yet, and that's about to change. Let's start with the hardest truth. Parenting isn't about winning a power struggle. It's about building a healthy relationship that naturally guides your child toward better choices. In those moments when you're desperate for anything to work, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking stronger punishment or bigger consequences will finally get through. But for most kids, especially during the early formative years, consequences can miss the mark if their nervous system is dysregulated. Think about it. When your child is crying, yelling, refusing, or totally tune out, their brain is flooded with stress, not logic. Imagine someone yelling rules at you when you're highly anxious or upset. Chances are, nothing lands, and you just shut down or escalate. This is where the science comes in. Neurologically, your child's ability to reason, reflect, and remember consequences relies on their upstairs brain, the part responsible for self-control, empathy, and problem-solving. But that part shuts off when their downstairs brain, the emotional, reactive part, is overwhelmed by stress or fear. So when you see consequences not working, know it's not because your child is out to get you or disrespectful. Their brains simply can't access those lessons until they feel safe, regulated, and connected. Here's the hope. You have enormous power to influence your child's nervous system, not by enforcing more, but by calming more, connecting more, and clarifying more. Think of yourself as the brain architect. Every time you slow down, breathe, and respond with patience, you're actually teaching your child's brain to handle stress, consider alternatives, and build emotional intelligence. Authority regained through connection is so much stronger than authority demanded through fear. Let's talk now about that desperate phrase, nothing works. If you find yourself saying this, pause and first check your own nervous system. Are you feeling rattled, triggered, or like your fuse is just about gone? Your child can sense your energy and react to your stress. Before doing anything else, take one deep breath, unclench your jaw or fists, and remind yourself that you're safe, you're the adult, and this moment is about co-regulation, not just control. If you've ever felt stuck in an endless loop, trying every strategy but getting nowhere, I want to hear your story. Drop a comment below, sharing a recent moment that pushed you to your limits, or tag a parenting friend who needs this reframe. Let's support each other as we rewrite the script on what real authority looks like. Now let's move to the next crucial step. Revisit your expectations. Are you asking something reasonable for your child's age, personality, and current state? Sometimes we ask a 4-year-old to handle transitions like a 10-year-old, or expect instant self-control when they're tired or hungry. Take a week to really observe these moments. Are you expecting your toddler to sit patiently through a long dinner? Are you hoping your kindergartner will always come the first time you call? Often, The first shift is internal, adjusting what success actually looks like for right now. Next, shrink the task. Break big expectations into smaller, bite-sized steps your child can practice and actually succeed at. Instead of get ready for school by yourself, you might say, let's pick out your socks together. Now, can you try putting them on while I watch? Celebrate tiny wins: one sock, a calm voice, a single apology. Over time, these micro successes build the inner confidence your child needs to take bigger steps. But what about those situations where the behavior just keeps repeating, no matter how clear or gentle you are? Here's the secret. Consistency, not intensity, is what remaps your child's patterns. Instead of searching for the magic consequence that finally works, notice how your repeated, calm responses actually start to create new wiring in your child's brain. Each time you respond with steadiness instead of threat, you're saying, "You can trust me even when things are messy." That trust is the foundation of real authority, not a single moment of control. For example, let's say your child refuses to clean up. You've tried taking toys away, offering rewards, threatening no dessert, and nothing works long term. Imagine instead that you step into the room, gently put a hand on their shoulder, get down at eye level and say, "I see you're having a hard time starting. Would you like my help for the first part? Or, when you're ready, I'll be here and we can sing the cleanup song together." You might need to do this 20 times, but each time reinforces safety, connection, and the routine. Over time, the resistance fades because the power struggle is replaced by shared effort and trust. Let's talk about a pattern that comes up for so many of us, especially if you grew up with strict parenting or punishments. You may feel, deep down, that easing up means you're being too soft or letting your child get away with bad behavior. The reality is, it takes far more strength and wisdom to stay regulated yourself, to hold clear limits without anger, and to teach your child the why behind your requests. This is how you equip your child for a lifetime, not just the moment. If you're hearing this and feeling a mix of relief and discomfort, you're absolutely not alone. I encourage you, right now, to pick one pattern, a repeated clash, a daily trigger you and your child both dread, and journal about it. Write down what usually happens, how you feel, and what your first step will be to slowly shift it. Tell me in the comments what you chose. Let's cheer each other on, one small shift at a time. Maybe your child doesn't listen until you yell, or they fall apart every time it's time to leave the playground. Instead of focusing on one giant solution, look for the small doors. Is there a better transition routine you could create? Can you offer a 2-minute warning and then walk together, side by side, rather than dragging? Can you mark progress with a sticker, a high five, or just a shared smile for each time it goes a little smoother? Consistency, patience, and celebrating process over perfection are the true game changers. What happens if your best efforts still don't produce overnight results? That's not a sign of failure, it's a sign that real growth is happening under the surface, out of sight. The early years are a marathon, not a sprint. Every time you pause to regulate, connect, clarify expectations, or break a task into smaller steps, you are literally helping build your child's lifelong emotional skills and self-esteem. You're showing them, you matter to me. Even when we mess up, we can always start again. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you, you are not a bad parent because you're having a tough season. You are not alone in feeling lost or overwhelmed. If you've made it this far into the video, you are already showing up with courage and love, no matter how your days feel right now. So this week, choose just one pattern to notice and gently shift and journal about it. Maybe it's backing off the lecture in the heat of the moment. Maybe it's making eye contact before giving an instruction. Maybe it's giving yourself a 5-second pause before responding. Every tiny change is a building block for a stronger, wiser connection with your child and with yourself. If this message spoke to you, please like this video, subscribe to CalmRootsParenting, and leave a comment about the pattern you're working on. Your reflections might give hope to another parent out there who feels alone tonight. And if you want more support on this journey, check out our next video on how to handle your own triggers so you can show up as the calm anchor your child truly needs. You are building so much more than compliance. You're building resilience, confidence, and a relationship that lasts for life.